please hold your questions until the end when they're ready for questions. So Bhavna is here. If you're ready, Bhavna, we can go ahead. If you want a couple of minutes to settle in. Okay. Akshay was asking about Institutions Innovation Council. What is that and what do we do with it? I'll take these 2 minutes that Bhavna is using to prepare herself. Institutions Innovation Council, for those of you who are not familiar with it, every educational institution, every higher educational institution should have an Institutions Innovation Council. This is an initiative by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. This started somewhere around 2018. This is part of the new education policy that was rolled out in 2020. This component was rolled out ahead of the actual policy. The idea is the colleges in India, most colleges in India, are focused so much on grades and placements. Those of you who are students, you probably know what I'm talking about. Every college advertises itself saying we got so many placements. Before you enter that college, when you're in +2, every +1, +2 college, junior college advertises itself with ranks. So we're so focused on grades, ranks and placements, and now we're in a situation where for the next, I was just sharing with Akshay, in the next 10 years, we have to create 12 million jobs every year. That's how much demand there is for jobs. So much talk for all the placements, we still have so much gap to fill. And we're also getting lots of reports that we have severe skill gap. So given all that, we are looking at a big, huge problem coming up. And those of you who are in colleges, you are up against quite a lot of challenges. For those of us who are still in colleges, for those of us who are just graduating out, and those of us who are fresh in the job market, Indian government saw this problem coming in 2018 and said, okay, let's move our colleges away from placements and grades towards entrepreneurship and innovation. We need folks, some of us who are looking for jobs, to turn into entrepreneurs so they can create jobs. That is why Institutions Innovation Council is set up in every college. The job of this council is to encourage students in innovation and entrepreneurship. So the council is comprised of some faculty and some from the industry. So we have a better idea of what the industry or what market needs. So we can train the students towards that. That's the whole idea of having an Institutions Innovation Council. Out of the 64,000 and odd colleges we have in India, so far about 10,000 colleges have an Institutions Innovation Council. So in 6 years, we made some progress. It's very, very small progress, but we did make some progress. Out of those 10,000 colleges that have an IIC, about 800 or 1,000 of them are meaningfully active. They're doing something. Andhra University's Innovation Council was formed in 2019, one of the first colleges to form it. So we are ahead of the curve. We're doing a good job. We have a 4-star rating last year and the year before. 2 years in a row, we are recognized for our efforts. And now we are being asked to mentor a few other colleges in establishing their IICs and helping them do a better job, improve their rating. So we are 4-star rated for the last 2 years. Part of what we do at IIC is this Startup Saturday Forum. This is part of our efforts to encourage innovation, encourage entrepreneurship, have people think differently, orient themselves differently, and collaborate in trying to come up with solutions for the commonplace challenges we see every day around us. So most of us think innovation comes somewhere from inspiration out of the blue, out of thin air, and suddenly we wake up with a eureka moment and we change the world. It doesn't happen that way. It happens through the grind of every day, working every little bit, and just like you feel like you're going through a grind every time there is an assignment due, that's how it feels, innovation too. Someday you'll suddenly realize, hey, I've been working towards this wonderful solution, I didn't even realize. That is the eureka moment. But it doesn't happen overnight, it happens over time. So that is what we're trying to do. Startup Saturdays is one small step towards that. So, you ready? Okay, let's see what Bhavna has for a grant. We're going to do this every week. Every session of Startup Saturdays will have a brief presentation by Bhavna on a grant that's coming up, or in-depth view of a grant, and then deadlines of what's coming up.
Hi, good evening everybody. So, yeah, we're making it a new segment in Startup Saturday, starting from this Saturday that we'll be covering a little bit of one grant per Saturday, so that we can address grants from all industry, all domain, etc. So for today, we are going to talk about the Amrut 2.0 India Pitch Startup Scale program. A little bit about this program is it is being funded by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The intent behind them opening this challenge is to basically address the urban the urban sector water concerns, let it be rural or urban. They want to identify such innovations that are proven and have the potential to scale and are also eco-friendly at the same time. So, not gonna go deep down into how the program looks like because this is a website that all of you all can browse and get more information. Giving a gist of how this entire thing works. So they have a certain thematic areas where their aim is to address the urban water concerns. These are a certain thematic areas where they see problems with respect to the water sector. Let it be the real-time mapping and monitoring of water quality and level, or the innovative rainwater harvesting system. Another thing that really interested me is the atmospheric water recovery system. There is a startup based out of Bangalore who is currently working on this. I will show you about them in a while. Couple more things are the enhanced sewage and septage managed system recycling and in the circular economy. Hydro information for better water management and economic input. Technology to maximize the recycling of used water, restoring of water bodies, stormwater management, etc. So when you go through the page, you also end up getting information of the eligibility criteria. You have to be a DPIT registered startup. If you are an innovator, request you to register your startup and then apply for the grant program. And obviously your idea should match the mentioned thematic areas. It is very broad. Once if you go through all the areas, it is very broad. Everything that concerns with the good water and the bad water is included in the particular aim. So this call is open till November. Yeah, it's open till November. You have a lot of time. Even if you do not have an idea now, you can have a look at the areas. You can figure if this is something that interests you and then start building on it. The support provided under the program is about 20 lakhs, which will be in 3 tranches, 5, 7 and 8. They've not mentioned a lot about the duration of the funding program, like is it for 12 years, is it for 18 months or, 12 months or 18 months. Maybe that's something that they will inform later. But yeah, so this is one of the startup that's making water from the atmosphere. They are based out of Bangalore. You can read more about them via their website, but they have done their trials. I've seen their water bottles in certain fairs and conferences. But yeah, this is not loading at the moment. But this is how their water bottle looks like. Presently, they're doing it in a packaged manner, but they soon, hopefully, I think they aim to industrialize the entire concept. The second startup that I would like to just tell you that is working on the wastewater management is OSIS. What they are trying to do is from the industrial waste, from the effluents, they're trying to produce hydrogen. So not just they give back water in the process to the industry, they also produce green hydrogen and they do it on the site. They have their bioreactors which they plant in the site itself and yeah, they produce hydrogen. So these are just a couple of startups that are doing something to treat water as a renewable resource and producing something out of it. And this is a grant program that is open for all of you all to apply. If you all need any help with the application, more than happy to help. You all can connect with me later and also meet me at the hub office. But apart from that, there are certain branch programs. We'll not go very deep into each one of them. We'll give you a gist of everything. Yeah. So the first one is again by Innovate India. Now they focus on the fair price shops that are available in the rural areas who basically end up giving groceries to the poor people. Their two aim is, one is people are not able to get proper nutrition from the grains available, rice, dal, etc. So they want somebody to do the research on this part as to what other things can be made available in these fair price shops and a part of their ration. The second thing is these shops, they only function for 1 and 2 weeks for the entire month, right? And the owner is not able to earn a lot of money. So they need somebody to help them, ensure that the owner earns profit at the end of the month. So these are the two problem statements that they put forward, and this is the link. And this is not a grant, it's more like a challenge or a hackathon where you put your ideas, and if your ideas are actually nice, they win an award, they give you, these are the money that they offer, right? Second one is a very famous grant from Department of Biotechnology. It is called BIG. It's the Idea to Prototype grant, where if you have an idea in the biotech sector, they give you up to 50 lakh, and this is their website, BIG website. You can go and read about it. The third one is very specific to PhD and master students who are pursuing the career in biotechnology. This is it's not exactly a research grant, because at the end it gives you a sum of 15 lakhs that you can use to build your product. So if you're from the biotech background, having an idea that you want to pursue, this gives you the money to potentialize your idea into a product. It is called Sitare. Yeah. Another small thing under the Sitare program is the workshop that they do before they end up giving you the money. So in this workshop, they do it thrice a year, and the cohort is of around 30 to 40 students. Out of this, they take the top 10 and they give them 1 lakh rupees to give them the support to research more on their idea. This is more of a research support that they have before they can fund you for the 15 lakh thing. It's a similar program, but just different activities that they do. The next one is, yeah, I've spoken about the India Water thing. And the last one is a defense challenge program where the Ministry of Defense Department, they have a certain challenges that they face in all forms of defense, Army, Navy, Air Force. And so this is an open call. They usually have a very specific call that we are facing issues in this criteria, we want innovation in that certain problem. But right now, the only call which is open with the Defense Department is the open challenge, where if you think you have the idea that can support the industry, the defense, etc., you can put forward your ideas here, and then they will go through it and see if it actually meets any of the requirements. They usually have a requirement, but right now they've not posted anything yet. They keep posting every 5-6 months. So if you feel like you have an idea that can support the defense industry, this happens to be one of them, right? So these are a couple of ideas, couple of grant programs that are open now, and that few of them have a due date, few of them do not. They're open throughout the year. If any of these interest you and you all want to pursue it, more than happy to help. Yeah, this is my mail ID. You all can mail me, and we can schedule a meeting, and I can help you with this. Thank you.
Thank Thank you, Bhavna. That was very informative. So those of you who are interested in connecting with Bhavna and getting more information about these grants, please schedule a meeting with her. She's available at AHUB. There's a lot more to know. There are a lot more grant opportunities. But grants are not the only source for funding for your startups or ideas. There are many ways to fund your startups, fund your ideas. So please connect with Bhavna and get to know more. Every session at Startup Saturdays, we will have a deep dive into one grant program, and we will talk about the deadlines coming up. So let's move on to the next segment. We have startup pitches. Next is startup pitches. Do we have any startups who want to pitch? Any startups who want to pitch? I didn't hear it from anybody that wanted to pitch, so I don't have anybody scheduled. Okay, if there's no one who wants to pitch, let's move to the next segment, which is our feature presentation. This segment sort of defines each session of Startup Saturdays. Those of us who are organizing these sessions and many who attend regularly wonder how these are structured. Here is a mental map for you to think about. Think about them and how we do them. Today's session is at the sector level. We try to focus on one of these 4 levels at each Startup Saturdays. Field of practice is very broad. Usually researchers and academic faculty think at this level, and they do research on how the sector is, or how entrepreneurship is developing as a field of practice. We haven't had a session in a long time talking about that. Sector we often have, the last one focusing on a sector was by PBL Rajesh on transport sector. We have several in the recent sessions that focused on company. The last one by Dr. Hema was focusing at the company level, talking about HR. The last one is entrepreneur. This is about how individual as an entrepreneur fares and what are the qualities and abilities and other interesting aspects of the personality. The last one that focused on this was by Ajay, talking about networking and the abilities of networking of an individual entrepreneur. So these sessions are shaping up very well. Now today we have Akshay. Today we have Akshay Mangalgiri. He is a young entrepreneur from Vizag with 14 years experience in the hospitality sector, contributing his skills and expertise to renowned establishments such as Four Seasons Hotels and Resorts, Intercontinental Hotels and Marriott International. He commenced his professional journey as a management trainee at the Hyderabad Marriott Hotel and Convention Center and progressed to regional leadership positions. As a regional director, he has overseen assets worth over 2,400 crores, gaining a deep understanding of the industry. Presently, he is a co-founder of GoPrayan, an innovative venture poised to address long-standing challenges in the travel business, committed to facilitating and transforming and enhancing the corporate level travel landscape. He is a member of the Visakhapatnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry, VCCI, which has been a great source of excellent speakers for Startup Saturdays lately. Akshay, please welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing? Are you guys audible? Am I audible? Sorry. Am I audible?
Yes.
Now? Okay. How are you guys doing today? No one's had lunch. Bhavna, could we have these lights turned off? The presentation is charged. Okay. Thank you guys. I won't take too much of your time. I've tried and composed this as brief, short and interesting as possible. We will be covering the field of hospitality and the opportunities that lie within them. How many of you know hospitality as a broad spectrum, if I can just understand? Raise your hands. 4, 5, 5. Excellent. I'll take about 2 hours then. So, let's start a little bit about myself. Firstly, thank you so much, Divakar, for the amazing introduction. I feel a little bloated about my own self. And thank you, folks from TIE, Mr. Srinivas as well, for giving me this opportunity. Folks from AHAB, ladies and gentlemen involved in this initiative. And although this is 20 minutes is a little too short in order to cover the immense opportunities that are available within this sector, I will try and make it as short and sweet as possible, and as well as visually impacting as possible. My name is Akshay. I hail from the city of Vizag. I was born into the business family, but chose to be a hotelier and a corporate professional myself. I studied in a prestigious college called the University of Hotel Institute of Hotel Management, Aurangabad, which is run by the Taj Group of Hotels, located in Maharashtra. Following my graduation, I was hired as a management trainee with the Marriott Hotel, with the Marriott International Hotels in India, and my first job was at the Marriott Hotel and Convention Center, Hyderabad. Followed by that, I pre-opened the JW Marriott in Pune and the Courtyard in Ahmedabad. During this tenure with the Marriott, I mastered the industry or the sector of food and beverage as well as revenue management. Revenue management is basically the brains behind the hotels that decide what the pricing should be, demand and supply, and look at forecasting and budgeting. The most interesting part of hotels. Because hoteliers सब लोग बुफे में ही बेचते हैं. In 2015, I was approached by Intercontinental Hotels to pre-open and debut the Crown Plaza brand in Ahmedabad. Very interesting. Where I was tasked to head sales and marketing when I had no experience in sales and marketing. With IHG, I helped pre-open, establish and turn around multiple properties in cities like Ahmedabad, Pune, Bangalore twice, and Jaipur. I was soon a part of an elite task force group. Sounds very, very catchy, but trust me, it's the result of all these grey hairs. That basically sent us to turn around sick properties, and were given to them back in 6 months, highly profitable and operationally compliant as well. In 2019, I received an offer to join the Four Seasons Bangalore, initially as a task force team member, to help turn around the Bangalore debuting hotel. I'm sorry I've penned down my thoughts because I'm a bad public speaker. I thought that it was a tough task at hand, which my team and I executed successfully in 6 months, making the hotel the second most performing hotel in Bangalore. Four Seasons, just to give you an overview, is the world's most prestigious and luxury hotel chain, owned by the founder, Isidore Sharp from Canada, Bill Gates, the owner of Microsoft, as well as Sheikh Al-Walid bin Talal from Saudi Arabia. He owns Coke. During my tenure in the corporate world, I was blessed to receive numerous awards across the continent. The first award being the Best Director in Asia Pacific and the Best Director for India as well. I also had the privilege of becoming the youngest director in Asia Pacific at the age of 26, and I owe this success none else to my team and my family, of course. If it wasn't for their support, none of it would have been possible. I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2021, coming back to Vizag, and with the support of my lovely wife, Dr. Madhuri, who continues to invest in time and effort in supporting me with my venture, which is GoPrayan. I currently run a startup called GoPrayan, which has been incubating in my mind since 2019 and has been incorporated in 2021. It took shape in 2023, and we're developing, like Divakar said, a new age technology to be deployed for distribution for hospitality. We're soon in the process of creating a new firm so that this product is market ready and with better tech enablement as well. So enough over myself, and let's begin the topic. What is hospitality? Hotels, resorts, palaces, idli, dosa, puri, what else? What do you think hospitality is? Can anyone define hospitality in a couple of lines, please, for me? Anyone wants to give a try? Except Raveen.
feel good.
Yeah, of course. So the ability to create a welcoming and a memorable environment for any guest by providing exceptional service that leaves a lasting impression. It is a multifaceted industry that plays a crucial role in travel, tourism, and overall human connection. Hospitality doesn't lie inside a hotel, doesn't lie inside a restaurant. It lives in our homes. It lives in how we conduct work on a daily basis as well. But how does this all start? The first point of hospitality is a smile. Not like this. This is a creepy smile. Something like this. What does a smile cost? You want me to play that again for you guys? You guys want to take that in once more? What does a smile cost? Nothing. It absolutely costs nothing. And that is what everyone has been told since their birth by their parents, by their school teachers, by their employers, name it, even by their enemies as well. What they've never told you was this has given a rise to a $4.7 trillion economy, an industry which is second to the tech industry. Right. Towards your right are some of the brands, world famous brands that are there in the world in terms of hospitality, hotels as well as resorts. The net worth of the industry as of 2023 is $4.7 trillion. Employing 348 million people around the world, contributing to 10% of the global GDP. That is a huge industry for a free smile. There are approximately about 7 million hotels and resorts, so that's a huge contribution right there. This is excluding cafes and lounges as well. To put things into perspective, India's economy currently is at $3.9 trillion and the world's hotel economy is much larger. So let's compare apples to apples. I'm assuming most of you are tech enthusiasts in this room and believe the tech industry is the largest. How many of you believe so? How many of you are tech enthusiasts? Love technology. Just 4, 5, 6. Come on guys, come on. I'll treat you guys for a puff right outside. More hands. Right. Can anyone guess how much the tech is valued at globally? Whoever won samosa. Some number. 10 trillion, 20 trillion, 30. 8.5 trillion. 8.5 trillion is what the tech industry is valued at globally, but only employing 55 million. That is 15% of what the hospitality industry hires, right? That's a big gap to go. On the domestic front, hospitality industry in India is at its nascent stage, only valued at about $213 billion, employing 40 million people, but contributing to only 7.5% of the GDP across 48,000 hotels. It's important to note the number of hotels over here because that's where our opportunity lies. 48,000 hotels, out of which approximately 2,400 are only accredited. Out of which 1,250 are 4 and 5 star hotels, out of which only 850 belong to the international chains, the reputed chains, the Taj and ITCs of the world, the Four Seasons of the world, right? So there's a huge gap to go right there. Back in 2015, when I went to Shanghai on behalf of my company, I scrolled and I was a part of Intercontinental Hotel Group. In India, we had about 35 hotels and I was feeling proud of India itself. So when I opened up Intercontinental Hotels app for Shanghai, guess how many hotels I saw in that one city? 85. How many Marriotts did I see? 56 that are Marriotts, where only 42 in India. Right? That's the kind of difference we are looking at when it comes to the Indian subcontinent versus the world. Why? There are multiple reasons. Coming to the opportunities in hospitality, let me start by the smart hospitality sector in the global perspective. Before we get into this, you must understand a few basic fun facts about hospitality. Hospitality is a human-intensive, capital-intensive, low ROI industry, but it's a long-term business. So I will not expect, or I will never request anyone who has money without their first primary cash cow to open up a hotel or a restaurant, because you guys are going to bleed dry. Second, keep in mind certain elements such as market penetration, learning curve, as well as product adoption rate. It is very low in the hospitality sector because it's a human-intensive sector. As we move on, we're going to touch base with various verticals and opportunities that I have tried defining in the best of my abilities in the hospitality sector because it is highly fragmented. Starting with smart hospitality. The global smart hospitality market is rapidly growing, reflecting to an increase in integration of advanced technologies into this sector. As of 2023, it is approximately at $27 billion, but is expected to grow by 2031 to $181 billion. That means that's the number of people who are innovating as well as introducing their innovations to the field of hospitality. The market includes solutions such as property management system, guest experience management system, integration of security management systems. These technologies help streamline operations, personalizations of guest interactions, and improve overall resource management as well. The key players in this hospitality market include Schneider Electric, IBM, Honeywell, Sun, Oracle, and Huawei, to name a few. I want you to see this, which gives you a great example of what I'm talking about.
An ideal hotel stay reminds guests of home in all the ways that matter. Comfort, convenience, while still being the getaway they crave. And it starts the moment they arrive. With smart hospitality solutions, you can easily elevate every reservation into an incredible guest experience. Use custom settings to automatically adjust the lights and climate for a room that's ready to welcome guests with soft lighting, the perfect temperature, and even a breath of fresh air. It's a first impression that lasts. If a guest wakes in the night, low-level lights prevent stumbling in the dark. And when they head out, Legrand's smart hospitality solutions activate vacant mode to save energy and cut cost. Set your hotel apart by perfecting the details that will keep guests coming back. Plus, smart hospitality solutions let you monitor your entire property at once to gain valuable insights for efficiency and keep safety a top priority for everyone with alerts and the ability to locate employees immediately in an emergency. Make managing your property easier while elevating every guest experience with smart hospitality solutions from Legrand.
So Legrand is currently making ripples in the European subcontinent, and they are being very profitable while doing this. Hotel companies are elevating guest experiences through a more intuitive and an in-house experience. When I say in-house, I mean that guests are staying in-house, inside the hotel. Early adopters of such hotel companies are basically the ones that operate in the luxury stream because they have higher margins to play with. Some of these companies are Four Seasons, Shangri-La, one and only to name a few. For example, let me just walk you through what Four Seasons currently does. When you stay at a Four Seasons hotel, anywhere globally, let's say this is the first time you're checking into one of these hotels. The first time you enter your room with your key card, you get to adjust your fan, light settings, the amount that your curtain is being drawn, the TVs that you like, the channels that you want to watch. You can request for channels that are not available in that particular country. You check out from there. let's say 15 days later you have another reservation at say Four Seasons Macau or Four Seasons Moscow. The very second that you open your room door after checking in 15 seconds, everything gets adjusted to exactly what it was at that point of time in the day in your previous hotel, including the TV channels that are not available in that particular country gets downloaded into the Four Seasons app and is available on your TV. We have something called as the PBX team. We had something called as the PBX team. The PBX team is basically a set of people, real humans, on computers. You open your Four Seasons mobile and you go to the chat. What happens? Let's say you're checking in at the Four Seasons hotel in Bengaluru right now and you just landed from your flight. The moment you start chatting over there, it directly connects you to the upcoming reservation hotel. So you're saying, you know what, I like a portion of orange juice as well as double eggs on the side. To be placed in my room in the next 20 minutes. I've just landed from the airport, from the plane. In the next 20 minutes, you will have that sitting inside your room, right? So it is very organic, it is high tech and high touch because you're using technology, but you're still having the human interface. That is what you call luxury, not what Swiggy customer service does, but clear SOPs in place in order to give you a moment of wow at every connect. Let's say you check out at that hotel and you have the next reservation in a couple of days. The moment you start chatting over there, it automatically connects you to the next hotel as well. You don't connect to the one in Bangalore. The next topic we'll go to is virtual augmented reality. Spalva is an Indian company that is making ripples across the Indian hospitality sector. They provide virtual experiences that reduce the cost of guests to actually travel to the property in order to evaluate the requirement as well as the asset at hand. This is especially used for MICE events. Does anyone of you know what MICE is? MICE stands for Meetings, Incentives, Conferences and Exhibitions. So this is being used a lot by MICE handlers, event planners, as well as social guests who want to have a wedding and want to see whether this set up an idea, can be implemented in that banquet hall. Guests and event planners use this platform to simulate the event to every last inch to figure out the requirements, whether deemed fit or otherwise. It eases the need to imagine or portray a realistic image in their mind. The market for this is large, and Spalva has emerged a key player in the B2B space in the Indian hospitality industry. There is a strong demand for such products, and one does not need an immersive or an immense knowledge in the hospitality sector in order to execute something like this. The third stage we go to is green building practices. As mentioned before, the hospitality sector is capital intensive and is expensive. But using things like this basically reduces the load on your running capital while increasingly, marginally increasing the initial capital. Have a look at this video.
I'm very proud to work at the Geneva Marriott Hotel.
Because of the stage glass that tints or brightens the windows in order to optimize the indoor heat.
Restaurant Moments with local, sustainable and inventive food. 95% of products from the region for an healthy and tasty cuisine.
For heating, we use a district heating network coming from the burning of domestic waste. For cooling, we use groundwater to cool the building and give back the water without pollution.
Our electric shuttle are plastic-free water bottles.
We work with local partners to minimize traffic and carbon footprints.
So anyone who's interested in sort of green building and sustainable startups over here wanting to introduce their products to the hospitality industry first needs to understand that hospitality hotels companies are structured in 3 different ways in terms of the asset. How many of you have been to Novotel Visakhapatnam on the Beamley Beach or on the Beamley Hotel? So hotel, how many of you think that Novotel actually owns that property? Correct. But it isn't true. So you got a hotel operator called Novotel, which is again under a massive brand called Accor. Accor owns Sofitel, Novotel, and 100 different other brands like that. So is Marriott, which is a competitor to Accor, and so on and so forth. These are called managed brands. Basically, let's say one of you have money tomorrow, you put in that money and you build a structure. You can actually approach these brands to run a hotel business because none of you have the idea to run a hotel business. They come in with a set of team, they hire, they even tell you what to buy, what to put where, the entire design start to the end. It's a turnkey facility. Once you sign a hotel management contract with them, you have no authority over your asset apart from owning the asset. So you can't walk in and say, ye chair acha nahi hai, wahan pe dal do. No. I don't want to have idlis in my breakfast. No. It is run as per them because they know scientifically what guests actually want. Those are called managed properties. Second, franchise. Non-existent in India, but available in Europe. What are franchise hotels? You or your son might have some sort of experience in hospitality. You want to run your own hotel. You put in the money, build the asset. You can actually run your hotel, but you pay the management company, which is basically your Accor or your Novotel, a certain fee to put their sign up on your building. So the reason why I'm explaining to you this, if anyone is in the sustainability sector, please approach the asset owner, which is the actual owner in terms of Novotel Vizag. It will be Varun Beach and Mr. Prabhu Kishore, but not Novotel by itself, because these are capital intensive investments. But on the longer run, your operating cost for the hotel will decrease. Last, not the least, is my favorite, wellness tourism. Wellness tourism refers to the travel undertaken with the primary purpose of promoting health and wellness through physical, psychological, and spiritual activities. This can include visits to wellness resorts, spas, and retreats, as well as participation in wellness activities like yoga, meditation, and holistic treatments. The wellness tourism market is rapidly expanding. In 2022, the global wellness tourism market was valued at $817 billion and is expected to reach $1.2 trillion in the next 3 years, growing at about 7.5%. That's faster than our economy. That's the annual compounded growth. Wellness tourists generally spend a little more than average tourists. They are willing to pay a premium price for a unique, high-quality wellness experience. The higher spending power translates to increased revenue for the business and higher economic impact for the local communities. The key drivers for wellness tourism are rising health consciousness. How many of you after COVID are very conscious of your health? No one. No one. Everyone, right? Aging population.
Some of us are there.
Good. Absolutely. Probably for your parents. Stress and burnout levels. How many of you are right now really stressed, including myself? How many of you? Doing nothing also stresses you out, right? And rise in disposable incomes. How many of you have vehicles right now? I think majority of you. Amongst the kids, I think majority of you as well. Well, I never had a vehicle till I think I was probably 25, right? So, the average spend in North America amongst wellness tourism is $1,300 per night. Vis-a-vis, wellness tourism in India only attracts $450 per night. That's a huge difference. Even if they spend 7 nights in India, that easily covers their cost of travel up and down, and they don't have to break the bank account. So to give you an insight of what I'm talking about, I'm sure most of you have seen this establishment right next to Rishikonda. Have a look at it. That was a wellness retreat? Because the last time I checked with someone, he's like, that was Nagarjuna's house. So, what does this imply to us? Why am I talking about wellness retreats over here? I mean, none of us are from the hospitality sector, and for me, this is alien. Why am I talking about wellness retreats over here? Well, very simply put, once I came across this very interesting line which says opportunities exist for those who are willing to learn. And trust me, this is a humongous industry to catapult on. India has about 19 such establishments across the country, and they on an average run at 80% occupancy. When you want to book at such establishments, the minimum length of stay is 8 nights. They do not allow you with food, beverage, or any sort of your home cooked foods, etc. inside. You cannot check out of the hotel, nor can any of your friends come and entertain with you inside. You have to check in, and they have various themes, either naturopathy, which is completely natural, Ayurveda, or a mix of all three, right? I recently was in talks with 2 gentlemen, one from Sanders, basically who operates Rothschild Fund, and one was Blackstone. Both I have spoken to in the past because Four Seasons is owned by Blackstone, and I used to present to them on a monthly basis. These guys have a budget of $4 billion worth of investment that is going to be deployed into asset managers who manage wellness institutes across India in the next 7 years. That is the kind of money is there if you're willing to dream, and most of you are dreamers. That is why you guys are entrepreneurs. But why $4 billion each, $8 billion? The average break-even period for holistic destinations like this, especially in the luxury sector of wellness retreats breaks even in half the time that an average hotel breaks even. For example, a hotel like Novotel takes about 8.5 years to break even after spending 322 crores. But a place like Pema Wellness, after spending 380 crores, can break even in 4.5 years. As simple as that. Right? So before I close my session, I'd like to leave you with the hospitality saying. The saying goes like this, and is what most good hoteliers believe in. The best hospitality is a blend of generosity, genuine warmth, making every guest feel valued and welcomed. But the saying does not really pay our bills. What really pays our bills, and this is something that can be applied in each of your businesses, because hospitality is just a state of mind. Hospitality is the art of making guests feel at home, but its true economic impact lies in turning visitors into repeat customers and advocates, driving growth and prosperity for your company. With this I conclude and I open the Q&A session. Sorry I don't look anything like this guy right now. Any questions, guys?
What happens in GoPraya?
So, brilliant question. So, the hospitality industry has, I'll take about 2 minutes to explain this because you need to have a little bit of a background, has two types of virtual markets. One is the OTAs, online travel agents like MakeMyTripBooking.com, Expedia, GoIbiBo, etc. And one is the global distribution system, which is used by B2B companies. Let's say AHUB. AHUB needs hotels because they constantly have visitors, speakers, etc. And they use about 23 rooms or probably 100 rooms per year. Now, they're not going to spend about 7,000-8,000 rupees, whatever you see online. They want a better rate compared to what is online, because they're going to give them confirmed business and they're only going to prefer that hotel. So they negotiate offline rates. When you negotiate offline rates, during the yesteryears, they used to email the hotel. Hotel takes anywhere between 8 hours to 2 days to reply with the confirmation, and by the time those gentlemen wake up behind the table, the hotel is sold out. Now what happens? Nothing happens. So that's where people like us step in, okay? Where we have a platform where you can send an RFP to that particular hotel. The hotel accepts your RFP, puts in the rate that you require, both of you accept it. Now every time you book that hotel, it books at your conditioned rate, but the inventory is live. To explain more simply, let's say all of you love idlis and you have like 6 idlis a day from that one shop itself. That one shop is selling it at 35 rupees. But you go and negotiate with him saying, you know what, I pay only 25 bucks, but every day I'm going to eat 6 idlis. He says, okay, now what you do, you'll send your driver, you'll send your mommy, you'll send your daddy, you'll send your brother. Instead of that, imagine there was a Swiggy available where you upload the rate, he approves the rate, and every time you order, you pay that 25 rupees, but it comes to you. That is what GoPraya does. Any other questions?
Since it's a hotel industry, I mean, this may be an input to you. Couple months ago, I spent a good 2 months in Seattle every year. So something which I found found overseas and not happening in India, which folks like you can propose for the hotels that you work for, is we all rate the hotels, multiple customers, or we all have good stays. We rate the hotels and we come off, and the next customer goes in based on the ratings and book the hotel, right? What I found there is they were rating the property owners, the Airbnbs or the big hotels. They rate the customers in return, so that the next time I go, it's not just the hotel I look at. The hotel also understands what kind of a customer I am. If I am, spoiling the property, or if I am misusing the property, etc. That is something which folks in India should also bring in, so that see, we all go, we untidy the hotels, we use right from the toilet paper to whatever is available, left, right, center, and we leave a very bad impression, right? So if that can be embedded into your services, it might make sense. Yeah, thank you.
That's really good feedback. We've tried doing this in the past, but it again boils down to ethnic mindset. For example, India is the land of Atithi Dev Bhava, which is basically guest is God, or I call it guest is best. But to be honest, it depends on demand and supply. In the Western world, like I showed you, 10% of the GDP, where they have a mindset where we are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so employees are treated equally to the guests, and guests also do not mistreat employees even if their order is complete. They probably will not tip him, probably they'll leave a bad complaint, but they're not going to raise a hand or their voice. But India is a different situation. Of course, Southeast Asia is different, but India is slightly tricky. People are getting educated, they know how to speak to hoteliers or whatever waiters, etc., stewards. I think times are changing, and probably we can implement this. Any other questions, guys? Before they throw me off stage. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you for being a wonderful audience, and all the best, guys. Thank you.
I'm not going to believe anymore if somebody says I'm not a good public speaker. This is the fourth experience in a row for me. Thank you. I guess that's what they're trying to do. Thank you, Akshay. That was really nice presentation. There are lots of opportunities, so many of you, I'm hoping will pursue them. Now let's move on to our next segment. Those of you who want to extend conversation with Akshay, he is accessible, he is part of the AHAB ecosystem. You can touch base with him right after the session. Let's move on to the next segment, which is idea pitches. I believe we have two idea pitches. Gautam is one. Is Gautam here? You ready? Okay, there is one other person who came in all the way from Srikakulam who wanted to pitch. Is he here? I thought he walked in, he texted me, he said he's here. Did you want to pitch? No? You shouldn't feel shy or afraid. This is a friendly audience. Telugu మాట్లాడొచ్చు ఎవరికి ప్రాబ్లం లేదు అందరికీ తెలుగు అర్థం అవుతుంది ఇక్కడ ఇంగ్లీష్లోనే మాట్లాడాలని ఏం లేదు I cut short Akshay's presentation and did not allow any questions, thinking that there are idea pitches here. Gautam is taking a few minutes, so if anybody wants to do an idea pitch, please come on up to the stage. Okay. Well, while we're go ahead. While they're setting up, those of you who may feel like, oh, this is an intimidating stage, this is a friendly audience, here we're looking at critical feedback. If you present often or if you pitch often, it only gets better. So please consider pitching here, connect with me on WhatsApp, I'll schedule you in. It may be an idea, it may be a startup. The more you pitch, the better it gets. And the language is not a barrier.
Good evening, everyone. I won't take much time, just 10 minutes to pitch my idea. I want your genuine feedback, and Akshay sir is also there from hospitality sector. So, and thank you for insights, sir. I got a clear insight on how hospitality works and how hotels work, and we have also come up with a cafe idea actually. So that's for entrepreneurs actually, cafe dedicated to entrepreneurs. I want to ask a few questions and I want to get some insights from you. So, how many of you visit cafes very frequently? I just want to interact with you. I just want to get a clear insight whether I should start this or I should end this from here. సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేయాలా లేదా ఐడియాని ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్ళాలా వద్దా, ఇన్వెస్టర్ పిచ్ చేయాలా వద్దా అనేది మీ ఇంట్రాక్షన్లో ఐ వాంట్ టు నో. సో కెఫేస్కి ఎంతమంది వెళ్తారు రెగ్యులర్గా విజిట్ చేసేవాళ్ళు? థ్యాంక్స్. Like what will be the minimum bill? 1,000 every time. How many of us visit entrepreneurial talk shows or workshops or some mentoring sessions? So we can almost pay 300 to 500 per session or 1,000 rupees. Maybe it was a very big renowned speaker. So and how many of us own a co-working space or a private office outside of our hub? Anyone having space outside of our hub? So how much are you paying? It's your own office. So what will be the rent in that area if it was not your own office? 67 or 60? 60 to 70,000 per month. So for example, let us consider it may take 5,000 to 6,000 to get a co-working space, like one seat in a Siripuram like area, or in Hyderabad it may cost up to 15,000 depending on the area you choose, like Jubilee Hills or something. So what if we can merge up these things in a single cafe, like the co-working space, a cafe space, and the space to interact with founders and mentors from the industry with a single membership every month? So how is that works or not? Is there any feedback from you? I just wanted to know. It's open for your suggestion. The idea is tribes 10. So every community is a tribe. Software community is a tribe. Medical community, doctors is a tribe. Everyone forms a tribe at 10. So the meeting point of every tribe is the tribes 10 that we are going to form, which will be located in every city in future. So what to do? It's a cafe, co-working space, and mentorship connect. So you can book a cafe space with a mentor and with just a single membership. As I said, the concept is to bring everything under one. So we have incubation mentorship program that was also like we connect with an incubation center, and we bring mentors from the industry to the cafe, and we ask them to train or to conduct a workshop every day. And we are also planning to do founders talk every day at the evening, so that how it works with the comedy shows or musical nights in regular cafes. Unlike that, as it was dedicated to founders and entrepreneurs, we wanted to share the stories of successful entrepreneurs and their journeys and hurdles they face, so that it can change some perspective of the founder which was growing or implementing something. We have 3 membership plans. Like we are going to plan 3 memberships. One is completely virtual. Second one is cafe only membership. So some of us have on office just wanted to get into the cafe, but not into the co-working space. So as like that, we have dedicated plans also. So our tagline is unite, connect, create. So we unite as a tribe and we connect with the mentors and we create something big. Like these are the points like I wanted to say. Like we form a community obviously at the end, and also it's price flexible price, and we provide like resources. As a founder, I was incubated with Microsoft Founders Hub. Many of us don't know what was the criteria, what was the eligibility thing, like how to apply for Microsoft Founders Hub. We share that with fellow entrepreneurs, like how to approach Microsoft Founders Hub in the cafe, or already established founders to share their experience to grow their startups. As I said, it was 3 spaces. Like we interact with founders. That was their talk show every day, and mentoring sessions. You can book a mentoring space with mentors available in the cafe, and also a cafe space to work. We can see that startups are growing rapidly, so we are also coming up a space where they can chit-chat and even work with a peace of mind. So, as you heard my plan, so what were the flaws or suggestions I wanted to know, like you wanted us to implement, or any other things that we are missing actually? Like, I just wanted to know the genuine feedback, whether it was good or not, or are you guys are ready to pay some membership fees for it?
We are running out of time, and so any questions and suggestions, please connect with him right after the session. We are rapidly running out of time. We have one more idea pitch. Looks like TribeSden is a competitor for our hub, so quickly we have to open a cafe, or else we'll be out of business. Okay, Gautam. You want to connect your computer?
Yeah.
Okay. Today is a very tight session. We are running out of time very fast. We have a few announcements. We have a few people who want to announce stuff. No? Okay, while Gautam is getting ready, I'd like Dingy to quickly announce what she was.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes.
So, good evening all. Myself Kirti. I am working as program manager in IIM Visakhapatnam. So, I am here to announce one certification program which are going to be handled by IIM Visakhapatnam faculty in collaboration with Sidwin Bank.
Can you keep it a little closer? Closer, little closer.
Now am I audible? Yeah. Sorry. So we are starting one certification program for entrepreneurs who are willing to take up course in PG certification in the entrepreneurship, which is a span of 18 months. So it's a mixed component of academic at the same time and a mentoring phase as well. So the entire program will be funded by SIDBI. It is like both for the entrepreneurs at the same time students as well. The ones who are going to enter into the startup world or entrepreneurship, that sector side, who wanted to create the job market in the current scenario. So we are eagerly waiting to take students on board along with the entrepreneurs. It's a 30 batch profile we are looking at the first go. So the entire notification and everything will be available on the website, and I have some flyers also. So I'll take somebody's help and give it to all of you. You can share it among your circle. If any students are or any other entrepreneurs who are willing to join this course, please write to us, or you can call us anytime. The application deadline will be 17 July. In between, you can contact us at any time, and if you want any other details like how the academic component going to be, or who will take care of the mentorship sessions, and how the funding pattern, how the CP team will gonna help for this project, everything is available in the website. But still, if you have any doubts also, you can always approach us. So you can visit IIM Visakhapatnam website and the career section. You can get all the details for this. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead. 5 minutes.
And it's all about the agriculture, so I will explain it to you. We all know how India's population is. And మనకి ఫార్మింగ్ వచ్చేసి చాలా తక్కువ. ఐ మీన్ ఫార్మర్స్ కూడా ఫార్మింగ్ చేయలేని ప్రొవిజన్లో ఉన్నాం. అండ్ దట్ ద we introducing the lease farming. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇక్కడ మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఓనర్స్ లీజింగ్ అనేది 2 types ఉంటాయి. సో ఆ 2 typesలో మనం ఒక కంపెనీ స్టార్ట్ చేసి సో దానిలో మనం ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయిస్తాం. అండ్ వీఆర్ సెల్ఫ్గా అండ్ దిర్ దిస్ పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ 86 lakhs అండ్ ఫార్మర్స్ హెల్ప్ చేశారు. ఐ మీన్ వదిలేశారు ఫార్మింగ్. వదిలేశారు. సో మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ దీని వాజ్ ద ఓన్లీ సొల్యూషన్. మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే బయర్ ప్రొవైడ్ కదా, ఐ మీన్ వాళ్ళ ల్యాండ్ లీజ్ తీసుకొని మనం కల్టివేట్ చేస్తాం. కల్టివేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఓన్లీ ప్రొడక్ట్ ఏమైతే మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చర్ అవుతుందో, ఐ మీన్ లైక్ సీడ్, లైక్ క్రాప్స్, వెజిటేబుల్స్, ఫ్రూట్స్, లైక్ దట్ మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే డైరెక్ట్గా ప్రొడక్ట్స్ని we see that we invest in land to cultivate and క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. మనం ఏమున్నాయో అంటే సర్టైన్ ఒక ఫార్మర్కి ఉన్న ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మనం తీసుకొని పర్సనల్గా we decided the what to farm next. And then we had the only మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే మన ఫార్మ్లోనే ఎవరైతే వర్క్ చేస్తారో వాళ్ళు ఫార్మర్స్ యాక్చువల్గా. బట్ ఇప్పుడున్న కరెంట్ పొజిషన్లో ఎలా ఫార్మర్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నారంటే దే ఆర్ గెటింగ్ అవుట్ దిస్ ప్లేస్ ఫార్మింగ్. వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తున్నారంటే ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ కోసం చూస్తున్నారు. సో నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ మెనీ ఆఫ్ ఫార్మర్స్ who are actually doing other works, so we can hire them and we can give as a monthly salary. So they are interested in about this actually. After that when profits వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఏమవుతుందంటే we increase the company. I mean రీఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ చేసి ల్యాండ్స్ ఏమి ఉన్నాయో దాన్ని మనం బిల్డ్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఐ మీన్ ఓన్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఓన్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత మనకి ఏమి వస్తుంది, ఫస్ట్లో మనం ఇచ్చిన ఫార్మర్కి ఉండదు కదా, లైక్ అమౌంట్ ఉంటుంది కదా మంత్లీ ప్రాఫిట్. సో వాళ్ళకి మనం ఎక్సెస్గా బేసెస్ ఏమైనా ఇచ్చి, ఐ మీన్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ టైప్ ఏమైనా ఆఫర్స్ ఇచ్చి వీ క్యాన్ మేక్ యాజ్ ఏ ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఫుల్ టైం. మనం ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి ప్రాఫిట్ వస్తుందో దెన్ వీ కెన్ కనెక్ట్ యాజ్ అ ఓన్ ప్రాఫిట్. మనం క్లియర్గా బై చేసుకోవచ్చు. అండ్ ఇక్కడ ఏముంటుందంటే యాజ్ ఏ ప్రోడక్ట్ మనం ఎలా బిల్డ్ చేస్తామంటే, ఐ మీన్ సేల్ చేస్తామంటే, యాజ్ ఏ బెంగళూరులో ఒక హోటల్ ఉంది, ఐ మీన్ రెస్టారెంట్. దే ఆర్ బిల్డింగ్ ఏ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ లైక్ చైన్ టు ప్రీ బుకింగ్ అండ్ అవైలబుల్ ఫుడ్ ఎక్కడైనా ఉంటుంది. బట్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసరికి మనం కూడా అవైలబుల్ ఉన్న ప్రోడక్ట్ని అవైలబుల్ లేదన్నట్టు వీ హ్యావ్ టు క్రియేట్ దమ్. సో వీ కెన్ గెట్ సమ్ ప్రాఫిట్. అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ ద ఫ్యూచర్ ఇస్ agriculture and this is 100% food. Thank you.
Feedback, questions?
Any questions?
Farming low.
Contract farming banned kada India lo. Contract farming.
ఫార్మర్స్ కి అంటే స్వతహాగా వర్షాభావం వలన చాలా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ వలన అగ్రికల్చర్ నుంచి మూవ్ అవుతుంటారు కదా. ఎందుకంటే ఈ ఐడియా బాగుంది, కానీ ఇప్పుడు ఒక లేబర్ వేజ్ కానీ ఒక 1,200 రూపీస్ వాళ్ళకి పర్ డే వచ్చేది, మీరు అది కాంపెన్సేట్ చేయగలిగితే మాత్రమే మీరు రివర్స్ ట్రైన్ చేయగలరు మళ్ళీ ఫార్మర్స్ ఫార్మింగ్ లోకి కదా.
కంపెనీ స్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఈ టైర్ 1 సిటీస్ ఉంటాయి కదా, టైర్ 1 సిటీస్లో ఏమైతే అవుట్స్కట్స్ లో మనకు అగ్రికల్చర్ ల్యాండ్ ఉంటుందో వాటిని బిల్డ్ చేసుకుని మనం కల్టివేట్ చేస్తాం. సో మనకేమవుతుందంటే త్రూ స్టోర్స్, మన స్టోర్స్ ఎక్కడైతే ఓపెన్ అయ్యింటో ఫార్మర్ స్టాప్స్, దెన్ మనం ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ ఛార్జెస్ అని కట్ చేస్తాం. సో దే ఆర్ నియర్లీ టు సిటీ, మన ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ ఛార్జ్ తగ్గుతుంది. సో వీ కెన్ మేనేజ్ దట్ థింగ్ అండ్ గివ్ ఇన్ టు ఫార్మర్స్.
ఆ నెంబర్స్ మీరు వర్కౌట్ చేస్తారా?
యాక్చువల్లీ వీఆర్ వర్కింగ్ ఆన్ దట్. జస్ట్ ఐడియా పిచ్.
టైర్ 1 లో పెట్టాలంటే మీకు దొరుకుతాయి అంటే బాంబే, కలకత్తా, ఢిల్లీ అంటారా లేకపోతే విశాఖపట్నం?
సార్ ఇట్స్ జస్ట్ ఐడియా పిచ్. టైర్ 1 టైర్ 2
విశాఖపట్నం పక్కన మీకు ల్యాండ్ అవుట్ ఇచ్చేస్తాడు,
తీసుకిస్తారు కదా సార్.
ఇస్తున్నారా? కోసం అంటే మీ తర్వాత కొనుక్కుంటానంటున్నారు ఆలోచించండి అది.
అవును సార్, మనం ప్రాఫిట్ బిల్డ్ చేయాలంటే జస్ట్ టైర్ 1 సిటీస్లోనే కాదు, టైర్ 2 సిటీస్, టైర్ 3 సిటీస్లో కూడా చిన్న చిన్న ల్యాండ్స్ బిల్డ్ చేసి మనం ప్రోడక్ట్ సర్వీస్ చేయొచ్చు.
ఒకసారి గ్రామాలు వెళ్ళి ఎక్కడేది అనుకుంటున్నారు ముందు మార్కెట్ స్టడీ అంటారు కదండి, వెళ్ళి మాట్లాడండి.
మాట్లాడింది సార్.
ఎక్కడ ఏ గ్రామాల్లో
అంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ అవుట్స్కట్స్లోనే ఒక 40-50 కిలోమీటర్స్లో
అంటే ఊరు పేరు ఉంటుంది కదా, ఆనందపురమా లేకపోతే ఎక్కడ ఊరు పేరు చెప్పండి.
పెందుర్తి, అనకాపల్లి, సమ్ చోడవరం, లైక్
సంవత్సరం కాదు, ఏ గ్రామాలు వెళ్ళారు, ఎక్కడ పట్టుకున్నారు?
విలేజెస్ వెళ్ళాను, వాళ్ళని ఫార్మర్స్ని అడిగాను, ఫార్మర్స్ చెప్పిందా మీకు కొంచెం.
Thank you. I have to cut that short. There is one more question. Please connect with him after the session. We have to end it. It's 4 minutes away from 5:30. We don't have much time left for open mic, so I'm going to announce something that Sumalata here wants to announce. She is working on a startup on fashion design and apparels, right? Fashion technology. She's building a team. She's looking for interns and people to work with her. So please connect with her if you're interested in finding out what she's doing. So going forward, few announcements. The 6th launch and level up workshop is coming up on July 30th, 31st. We finished our 5th one during the last week of June on financial management and funding. These are 2-day intense hands-on workshops with several experts drawn from our networks of ALCO partners and Thai Vizag chapter. The next one coming up is on legal and compliance. These workshops are an excellent resource for not just startups at AHA, but students, faculty, and those who are interested to get a deeper understanding of the entrepreneurial journey. We're all getting ready for 2 hackathons coming up. One is by Codium, which is our pre-incubation center in the engineering campus. They're organizing a hackathon on July 14th. Please check our social media to get more details. The second hackathon, which is the next HackAP hackathon, is on July 27th, 28th, the last weekend of this month. This time the theme is e-commerce and retail. Problem statements are coming soon, so stay tuned. Ignition Grant, which is a grant program run by AHA. We have 50 lakhs we give out. This is the 2nd year of this program, and the deadline is July 19th. So if you have an idea and you want to work towards a prototype, there is about anywhere between 2 to 8 lakhs depending on your idea and what you plan to do. You have 12 months to build the prototype. Then we have the next one. Next Startup Saturdays will be on 20th July and will be featuring Ramakrishna Dasari. He's the head of Effectronics in Vijayawada. Effectronics, right? Efftronics. So he's also doing a session at our hub from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on the same day, 20th July. So that will be an interesting session talking about electronics communication stacks. I'm not a tech guy, so that doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm learning. So
Make it sound intelligent.
yeah. So the big conference coming up, there is another big conference, international conference coming up on waste management technologies on September 12th and 13th. We'll be organizing it in collaboration with NIMSME Hyderabad. So coming up in half an hour, the next program is Been There Done That. I host that show at 6 p.m. Today we'll be talking to Dr. Madhu Kumar about higher education. He has been the correspondent of Dr. Lankaballi Bulaya College for the last 25 years. That's a long tenure and there will be a lot to talk about. So thank you all for a wonderful session. Srinivas has his hand up, so he has an announcement.
No, can you have the lady who has the internship stand up so they know who has the internship? And then Praveen has internship.
Praveen also has internships.
Praveen, get up.
Yeah.
What?
Sumanata, please can you stand up so people can find you after the session.
Technology.
I am looking for sales and marketing interns. I'm not actually looking for technology folks.
Sales and marketing interns. So అన్ని డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్ లో అవైలబుల్ కావాలి. So those of you who are looking for interns, your best bet is to go to the placement office at AU. But when you approach them, you need to, there is one placement office in this building. South Campus placement office is in this building. You have to have a profile of your firm and job descriptions of the internships that you're looking for. they cannot help you if you tell them verbally. You need to submit something to them, and then they will even arrange for interviews. They have spaces for that. So that is a more organized fashion. AHUB is not equipped to help you that easily. Alright, so thank you all for a wonderful session. Thank you all the speakers, presenters. So let's gather together for a group picture. Actually, before you get to the picture, please scan this and give us feedback. Please announce. Announce what? There's a QR code here. Please scan it and give us feedback. We would like to, of course, improve on a lot of different ways, in a lot of different ways. Here. Feedback. Oh, you want beer? That's your feedback. Sure. Why not? Let's get up. We can do that on campus. He wants beer. Announce what? What I said, come forward. There is photo.
Please come.
You can hear from this mic. This mic is